Welcome to the Real GenX Podcast. I'm Jen, your host. Some of you are expecting this episode to be about Gen X Christmas food crimes, and you wouldn't be wrong. That was on the calendar. But coming into this week, I realized that there's something bigger that we should talk about before we talk about food crimes. So don't worry, we will definitely get to the food crimes in another episode. There's so much to unpack there. But not today. So I've noticed this not just this year. This is not the first time I have noticed this, but I find this year has been exceptionally loud. I keep bumping into people and they keep saying the same thing. And honestly, it's something that I myself have thought too. And that is that Christmas just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's not worse. It's not better. It's just different. It's not that the season changed. It's not that we don't have any Christmas spirit. I think that at its core, it's actually much, much simpler than that. I think Christmas itself hasn't changed at all. I think it's us. We changed. At some point, quietly, without any pomp and circumstance, Christmas stopped being something that happened to us and for us and became something that happened through us and because of us. And that distinction changes everything. So today we're going to explore why Christmas hits differently for Gen X and how the year-end reflections that come with December can make it feel heavier than it did when we were kids. I mean, think about it. The lights, the music, the decorations, the cookies, the shopping, all the surface level joy is still there. But underneath that, the rhythm of the season is being carried by us. And that's what shifts this experience. Right? Like when we were kids, Christmas just happened. We didn't plan it. We didn't budget for it. We didn't carry the weight of it emotionally or logistically. We showed up and the magic was already there. Somebody else worried about the finances and handled the money. Somebody else set the schedule. Somebody else smoothed over any stress and awkwardness. Remembered what people needed, met those needs. We were merely the audience. And then suddenly one year, that shifted. And now we're the producers. We keep track of the dates. We manage expectations and we manage other people's emotions. We remember who needs what and who can't sit next to who at the dinner table. We quietly make sure that everything is held together so that there's this image of a perfect Christmas. And there is no moment, there is no time when somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, this is the year that Christmas becomes your responsibility. Nobody tells you. It's just one year you are the receiver, you are the audience, and then the next year you are the producer. And I feel like for Gen X, that shift is particularly stark. We were raised to be independent, hyper independent. We were raised to cope. We were raised to handle things without drawing attention to ourselves. Don't need anything, don't be loud. And I think that skill set served us well as kids, but it now intersects with the demands of the season and it creates a much heavier, more nuanced emotional load. It's not just about doing tasks. It's about being the emotional scaffolding for everybody else. We smooth over the tensions. We anticipate the conflicts. We carry the invisible weight so that the season can appear seamless and perfect. This is where it starts to feel uniquely Gen X, right? Gen X learned early that independence and resilience were survival tools. We were taught to solve our problems quietly. Just suck it up. Just do it and don't complain. And if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. So fucking do it. The thing is, Christmas is inherently a season that asks for emotional availability, warmth, connection, presence. It's all expected. It is all the expectation of Christmas. But that very expectation kind of clashes with the way that we were wired. We don't ask for help. So while we're already doing all of the things and somebody says, I don't know, hey, are you going to provide are you going to make that special thing that costs a lot and takes a lot of time on top of everything else that you're doing because we want that and that's what's going to make Christmas perfect for us? We don't ask for help. We don't say, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have too much on my plate right now. Or let me see if I can find someone to help me with that. We just look at that person in the eye and say, sure, yeah, it's fine. Yep, it's fine. I'm good. It's fine. Absolutely. No problem. It's fine. We care and we give, and we don't ask for help. The emotional labor of that caring and that not asking for help, it quietly adds up. To the point where even small interactions like, I don't know, making sure somebody feels included or smoothing over a minor disagreement, they draw on reserves that we might not even notice that we're giving until the season is over and we're exhausted. This is why the very independence that protected us as children now amplifies the weight of this season. And it's not that we can't enjoy Christmas. It's that joy is now very heavily intertwined with responsibility. And the more we give and the more we manage, the more complex that emotional experience becomes. Right? Life. When life layers more responsibilities on top of the expectations of the season, coping begins to feel heavier. And December shines a very bright light on all of those things that we carry. Right? At this stage of life, as Gen Xers, we have aging parents who need more of our attention. Our children are grown, but maybe having unique struggles and challenges that they didn't have before. There's grandchildren. We have careers that are feeling less stable or less fulfilling. Our body is betraying us on the daily, right? We've got health changes that we weren't really anticipating, and we've had loss, whether it's a recent loss or whether it happened decades ago. That loss is still amplified under this season as well, right? It feels louder during the holidays, but it's not because Christmas creates those pressures. It just amplifies them, I think. And having to be present and joyful while holding all of that can be really challenging. And so when people say, oh, just try and enjoy it, just try to be present. Great, okay. But I think they're missing the reality that presence is a lot harder when you're carrying more. It isn't just a matter of logistics, right? It's the cumulative emotional weight. December highlights contrasts. What was, what is, what may have been. And that contrast makes everything feel sharper. And as we hold that weight, as we carry these expectations, these inherited rules about how Christmas should look and feel, right? We're following invisible rules. Recreate traditions exactly. Show up the same every single year. Because tradition, feel joyful, spread joy, spread cheer, make the holidays special for everybody else. Most of these are not things we chose to do. They're just things we inherited. And I think it is worth asking yourself, are you maintaining them out of love because you truly get joy from it? Or are you doing things simply because it's a habit and that is just always the way Christmas has been done? You know, if you let go of something, it's not quitting. It's not giving up. It's adjusting to the life that is real for you today. But I think for Gen X, questioning those expectations can be uncomfortable because we were raised to persevere. We were raised to suck it up and do it anyway. But I think that if we allow ourselves to question why we are doing some of the things that we are doing, that questioning can create a space for relief and some clarity and maybe even some self-compassion, right? I think sometimes just giving something a name, like naming the pressure and allowing yourself to step back just a little bit is enough to make the season lighter, even without changing everything else, right? I think that there's probably something you can let go of. Like there's probably something that you're doing that you're like, nobody even likes this anyway. And it sits there and we throw out most of it. Why am I making this again? Just give yourself permission. I think once we start giving ourselves permission, we can begin to adjust how we experience the season, right? You're allowed to do less. You are allowed to want less. You're allowed to expect less. You are allowed to have a quieter, simpler Christmas if that is what you want. You can have a Christmas that doesn't look like it used to, because let's face it, life is not what it used to be. If you don't feel festive, it does not mean you're broken. Listen, full disclosure, I don't think I have ever felt less festive than I do this year. And honestly, I don't even really feel sad about it. But yeah, I'm not broken. You're not broken if you're feeling this. I think that it just means that we are being honest. And I think honesty beats performance every single time. So what do I mean by that? That mask that we put on when we're not feeling the Christmas joy, when we slap that pasted fake smile on our face and pretend that we feel joy and go around and try and spread that joy to other people, that's performing, right? I think that giving yourself permission to step back is not giving up. It's honoring your own limits and your own needs, and maybe doing things in a way that is ultimately better for you and your family. The other thing about December, though, is that it also invites reflection beyond the holiday itself. It's the 12th month. It's the last month of the year, right? The year-end emotional math that Gen X carries silently can be heavy. It can be really, really heavy. We look at what we accomplished or what we didn't accomplish. How is our family doing? What are the family dynamics now? What are the changes? What are the career wins or the setbacks? How has my health changed? What do I need to do to fix that or help that? Or, the emotional weight, the grief, the unresolved challenges. That December just amplifies it all. We are tallying not just what happened, but then we're criticizing ourselves for how we handled it and what that means and what that looks like for the year to come. But that reflection is quietly cumulative, right? It combines awareness. It combines responsibility. It combines the historical weight we carry. And I feel like this explains why December feels denser, more emotionally loaded than any other month of the year. And I think it directly connects to the Christmas experience, right? The external responsibilities of Christmas and the show feed into the internal reflection that we're doing about our own lives. And it creates a compounded weight. External obligations and internal reflection interact. Orchestrating Christmas is external labor. Processing the year is internal labor. And together, they make December feel uniquely heavy for Gen Xers. And I think recognizing this without judgment, do not judge. I think if you can recognize this without judgment, it can give you some relief. It's not a fix. It isn't magic. It's just some clarity, right? So no, this has not been nostalgia. It hasn't even been a lesson. This is just my thoughts, recognizing something and hoping that me sharing those thoughts can help somebody else feel better. If the season feels heavy, quiet, complicated, exhausting, you're not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. You will carry what you carry, and that is okay. Give yourself permission to make Christmas what makes sense for you now. So, on that note, I wish everybody Christmas as you wish it to be. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Please follow the show, share it with another Gen Xer, or leave a review wherever you listen. It is the easiest way to help this podcast find the people that it is meant to find. I appreciate each and every one of you. This has been the Real GenX Podcast. I will see you next time. Toodles.